Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Project C.A.R. So as you can see, we really start making some progress now, and we're practically, well, almost done in the interior. We've got the dashboard out, we've got the seats, the carpet, everything is gone. The one thing that we have to do though is still remove the door panels and all the switches and knobs and handles that are attached to those. So that's what we're going to be tackling in this particular episode. If we have time, we might actually take the headliner out as well, but I'm not sure yet. See how we get on. So let's clear up in here, get our tools that we need, and we'll get started. Oh, that could do with a replacement. There we go. I think ashtrays are a thing from the past, and I'd rather just make it look nice and sleek and just get rid of this. I would imagine this pops out here, and we can find ourselves a screwdriver. There we go. Sorry peeps, I'm not sure you can see that, but just get the small camera in place. So just remove the cover from it, and now there's a big flat screw that we can undo, and hopefully this will come off as well. We might have to put it back on later on in order to wind the window up when it comes to taking the window out. But for now, we're just gonna put these parts to the side. So literally all it was this little pointer tool, put it behind it, and then until we found this little hole, pop through it. That then pushed the front cover out. Now we can get access to the screw, so we'll get ourselves a Phillips screwdriver again. Alright then, so we'll continue work on the left-hand door. As you can see, I've already removed the cigarette box, whatever it's called, ashtray. I've removed the switch, the knob that controls the ventilation window, and I've removed the actual handle to rotate the window up and down. So we'll continue by removing the handle and the handrest, and then we'll take the panel off. So it seems my cover is already missing here, so I'll just undo the screw. And he then pulls off, put him to the side. Next up we'll need a Phillips screwdriver, and we'll start off by removing this one again. We'll need the short one. We'll need a little prying tool to get it off this time, because it looks like my handle is still in one piece. There we go. Need it a little bit more convincing. And now we can take the rest off. And that's the last piece of trim removed, which then allows us to remove the entire door card. I'll use the crowbar type tool again. See if we can get it started. There we go. Well, not bad condition, but that definitely doesn't look original. It just looks like plastic been taped against it. And that can now go in the bin. Right, let's see if we can take the wood off. I think that's held in with this strip. So, a couple of Phillips screws. So apparently it's removing these 4 screws, and then you'll have to pull it and lifting it up at the same time. So let's go and give that a try. So push it upwards. Got to be careful of the window, obviously. Oh, right. Okay, right, okay. Cool. So, how did this work? So the door frame itself has got this little lip. Let me just get the close-up camera. So it's got this little lip here, and it goes all the way along, and that holds it in. So in other words, this sits on top, so that then just slides onto it like that, and then it sits in place. You just screw it. So that's pretty good, actually. We got that off. Started to remove the back panel as well. It seems it's almost loose anyway. So we've got all the little ones out, I think, and same as the one up front, just gently pull it down a bit, and then it should come out from behind the wood. That's it. Can then pull that out as well. That's broken, so that's going to be, it's literally a thin piece of wood. Mine is snapped, clearly, so that needs replacing. We're going to keep all these to use as templates to when it comes to renewing the whole lot. But yeah, now we can see what's behind here, really. Right, so we'll just continue our work with this end. We're going to remove all the screws that hold in the wooden trim, just so we don't lose any. It seems most of these have already come out. So we'll just unscrew them. Let's see if we can get the back plate removed. Let's see if we can pop the... Alright, okay. Get your little hook behind it. So you can pop them forward, and then they're held in with two Phillips screws. One handle removed. We'll do the same at the other side. Probably a bit difficult to see, but hopefully the other camera picks it up. Phillips screws in the top here. See if we can get it with the bracket all in one go. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Not as much rust as the other side. It's even got a nice little mirror in it. Look at that. So we're going to take out the courtesy headlight as well with a flat screwdriver. Probably pull them out. There we go. Right. Light assembly's out. I know it probably wasn't the easiest to see for you from that angle, but hopefully the other camera caught it. But yeah, it's a little bracket, 4 screws in the well, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and that sits in the ceiling like that, and then 2 at the far end to hold the cover plate. So I've come out with the power probe. Basically what it is, it's a voltmeter, but it also allows you to individually operate components. So I've just been trying to get the window motor to run, and it's moving, so I'm going to show you how it works. So we've got 2 pointy bits on here that we stick on the tabs that the wires are attached to. We've got a connection now, so if I press the button, it feeds the system of electric. It's hooked up to the battery. It looks like my motor definitely needs a bit of work, but with the window down, we can now get to the front screw. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, so that the window can come down, and then we can remove the whole assembly. Yeah, he's not too happy either, so we'll leave it at that. We can at least get to the trim now. We'll pull that off, and then we'll get the assembly of the actual window itself out later. Alright then guys, so now we have we've lowered the windows. Now we can actually get to the screw that's on the outside, and then hopefully we should be able to lift this off. So we'll start with a small screwdriver. Right, so it seems that in order to get the side panel out, which is attached here, we have to get, let me adjust the camera slightly so you can probably see better. In order to get this bit out, we have to remove the upper trim first. And to do that, we have to remove the rubber that holds it in place. So, from what I understand, it's this rubber that's falling apart, which is utterly brilliant. And now, okay, interesting. So this strip was attached here, right? That's there. Then the other one we just removed attached there. And as you can see behind it, all the screws now become clear. We'll keep pulling. And there we go. So now we've got to remove all these screws in order to get the trim plate off. So that's what we're going to do next. So it's important you document what you're doing, because it might be your only reference later on when it comes to putting stuff back together. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm removing the outer strip. Let me just get the small camera in place. Okay, so now I've removed the rubbers, and we can see all the screw holes here that I've removed. Now it seems to be these are two pieces. One is the outer strip that goes around, that holds everything in place from the outside. And then we can remove this strip, and then behind that possibly more screws that will hold in the inner strip. So let's go and try and see what we can do. This looks to be glued in place. I'm trying not to bend this. So here's our first chrome bit off. It looks to be hooking behind the body and then sliding under. So what I've been doing is I'm very gently trying to pull it underneath and then pop it out the top. It's almost the opposite way of doing the rear seats, if that makes sense. So let's put him to the side. Now, this little badger can come next. Yes. There we go. The reason he's not coming out is because there are more screws in it. So again, we have. So again, we've now removed the flat bit. I'm just trying to get you on the close by camera. If you can follow this ridge, you see there's more screws in it. And then we also have to put off this little clip here. So let's do that first, and then we'll go from there. That has now been positively removed. We've got ourselves another strip. So this was held in by the little clip that was up here. So you can see here there's this little M8 nut, or probably a bolt, that goes through and then holds the seat belt in place. So we'll just go and remove that now. Just be careful you don't drop it down into the car body. And that was the thing that was holding it in place. Yeah, on second thought that makes a lot of sense. It really does. I mean, put a bolt through the bodywork, yeah, no wonder it's not going to go anywhere. And with a bit of glue it was held in place, but it's out. The only problem is now that the window is laying loose against the brackets that hold that in place, the side panel. So I might actually put something in between just to protect the window a bit. But there you have it, that's the side panel removed. What we'll do next is we'll pop across and we'll remove the actual side panel, the wooden trim bit, and then we'll go back to removing the actual the trim bits that are around it, all the chrome parts, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we can then pull out the headliner. I know it's still behind the chrome strip on the right hand side, but hopefully we can just wiggle that out. We start to gently put some pressure on it. Alright then, time to get the headliner out. Hello again. Well, that was interesting to say the least. I think the next step for us is to call that the end of this episode. I've got a bit of clearing up to do, so yeah, an interesting episode. I think we've learned a lot from, you know, getting all the side panels out and finding out how that works, even though there's not a lot of information out there, or it's not easy to find. But we managed to do it. We got the side panels out, we got all the door trimmings off, we've removed the headliner, and that's about it really. So in the next episode we'll continue to work. I'll have a look. We'll probably do some more stripping around the rear windows, where we'll then remove the window assemblies themselves, and then we'll start working on the outside of the car. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something of it. I hope to see you at the next episode, obviously. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channels, to the like this video on the like button below. Post your comments if you have any suggestions or questions, or ways of doing it better than I have, or anything else you can come up with. Just let me know. I'd love to hear your input and put them into this project. Thank you very much once again, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye bye.